guys, Cyndi Williams here, the Wanderlust CEO. I have my good friend Sara from Carousel Dream Vacations. Sara, how are you today?
I'm doing really well, Cyndi. How are you today?
I am so excited. I have the confetti all queued up because I hear that congratulations are in order. You are just graduated cruise on vacation. How does it feel?
It feels really good. It feels amazing. It's been a long time since I was a student, so this is nice.
I know, right? It is when you jump back into like a program. I feel like in adulthood, you're like, I'm going to focus different than I did in high school.
Very different, yes.
Well, we're so excited to share your story today and share your journey. If you wouldn't mind sharing with everyone, where was your business before taking cruise on vacation? Where are you now?
So my business was non-existent. I am brand new to the travel industry. I worked in higher education for the last 15 years, but I always knew that the travel industry was something I was interested in. Um, Clearly, we know what my niche is, we know where my interests lie, and it was something that I've always been doing it anyway. I always helped my friends plan their vacations. I once at work sent about a 4-page Word document to a friend who asked me for just a couple Disney tips, right? So I figured
And you
this
gave him
was
a book.
something
That's my favorite. You're like, I wrote this book for you for your trip.
here you are, yes, and it was just something that I always enjoyed doing. So I just being that we were in the midst of a pandemic and I had just given birth to a baby, I knew I couldn't find myself going back to a corporate environment anymore, and I knew I needed to make a change, and so here I am. I've recently graduated, as you said, and now Carousel Dream Vacations. I have made so far. I've made almost $16,000 in sales,
Yay!
which
That's
is
amazing. Hang
exciting.
on, I have more
So
confetti for that, as you know. Hang on, I got to find the
yes,
confetti button. That's amazing,
thank
Sara.
you,
Congratulations.
thank you,
And
thank you.
can I just say, Sara did all of this. Well, like she said, she just had a newborn, but you guys don't understand when she took the program. It was like baby was with her in class, right? That's what we do at COV, and why it's such a cool thing is like, bring your kids, bring your dogs. I don't care. It's fine. Bring all of the people.
Everyone
All
comes along for the
yes.
ride. Yes,
Yeah, so kudos to you for being a mama and getting the job done, having that. I
thank
mean, I
you.
remember there were days you showed up and you're like, I'm tired, but I'm here and I'm going to do this thing. And I mean,
Yes,
extra credit, extra gold star for sure.
thank
So,
you.
what do you feel like have been the biggest wins or celebrations since taking the program? Obviously, selling $16,000, super exciting. Any other wins or celebrations that you'd love to share?
I mean, the biggest win I gotta say was just when I first got access to Disney's travel agent site. That was such a I burst into tears the second I
You're
got
like,
that
I'm
access.
official now.
I'm
It's
for
real.
real. This is really happening. I mean, that was so cool. And just the fact that I not long after that I did make my first sale. I was only 6 weeks into the program when that happened,
Wow, that's cool.
but I was able to make my first sale and make my first booking officially through the site. And it was a very exciting thing. And having kind of the tools and the confidence to be able to do that was huge.
Yeah, that's why we call it an earning while you're learning course. This is not a program where you take the program and then you figure it out after there's no people to help you. Sara was
Right.
in the program so she could be like, how do I do this? What do I do? Not that you did any of those things because you were really good about following the curriculum, but just to have that extra layer of support, I feel like that's why this integrated environment that we've created through COV, I feel like is just a notch above in terms of when you're in that learning experience and that whole piece. Um,
Yes.
so thank you for sharing that. I think that's amazing. And make your first booking within 6 weeks. That's phenomenal. With take me back to the beginning when when you were thinking about doing this. A lot of people that watch these case studies are really they're in that consideration phase of like, what's the right thing? Like, is this the thing that's for me? What was that process like for you when you found us to decide to work with us? Did you have to overcome any hurdles, or what was the process like for you personally?
So it was, I mean, the biggest hurdle for me was, do I have the time to do this? Is this something I can really commit to? Especially since, when I found you, when I found the YouTube videos, I mean, the baby, she wasn't even, I think she was about 2 months old when I found things. And it was like, I was kind of at that point, I knew I wanted to sort of get out of corporate, and I was going, okay, but how could I possibly add this other thing onto my pile and take care of my kids? Because I have a 7-year-old son as well. So, but what I kind of realized is that it's something that I needed to be better. I needed to be the best version of me possible. And if that means I need to take a training class, I need to learn how to do something new to, again, be the best version of me that I can be for my family. It's a good example for my kids. It's something to work for myself. I mean, it was the idea of leaving my comfy corporate job was a scary thing, but I knew I couldn't continue on the same way I had been. So, it was just a matter of knowing that it was going to be a quick program. 12 weeks wasn't a ton of time. But you do get so much out of it too. It was kind of, I kept going back and forth weighing, because I did look too at like associate degree programs. Again, I'm from higher education.
Yeah.
So getting a degree, I totally get that. I'm totally on board with that. But a lot of these associate's degree programs, they're not going to teach you how to sell. They're not going to teach you how to, come up with a good Facebook ad that's going to work. They're not going to teach you those kinds of things. And it's going to take me 18 months to 2 years to figure out how to do.
Those students are in our class too. Sometimes they get the associates or the bachelor's first. We've even had some with masters, and they'll still end up in our program because it is the on-the-job application. It's the how do I actually do the things now, and also like what marketing works in the environment today could be very different than what it was a year or two ago. As you know, when you went through the program, we had the whole meta conversion with COV, so my team's updating stuff in real time to like, this is what you need to know, right?
Yes.
And it is scary leaving that corporate, but kudos to you for like leaning into what your passion is, but also like, this is why I do what I do. Yes, I love to talk about travel. Yes, I love to train people, but really what my goal and where I feel like I'm serving the world is empowering people to like follow their bliss into abundance. That's the name of my podcast. That's not by accident. It's because what I'm trying to do is help people have this like lifestyle that's so cool that we get to have now, where we get to wake up and wear ears if we want to work today. We can wear yoga pants if we want. Full disclosure, I have yoga pants on right now. Like, literally, you get to be the boss of your life. And so, Sarah, even though that was like a big step emotionally for you, wow, look how it's turned out for you. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. Speaking of big emotional steps, mindset. Mindset's a cornerstone of our program because you are, in your case, moving from higher education, moving from corporate to now, oh wow, I'm the boss of everything now, and I have to make this shift of like all the things. We have a lot of mindset work in our program to help you start thinking like a leader, help you start thinking like the CEO that you're making yourself for your business. How did the mindset work impact you either in your life or business as you went through the program?
It's a good question. And I have to be completely honest and say I was hesitant about it at first. And I've talked to some people that were like, oh, I don't know. Because there's such a buzz about that right now, about this positivity and good vibes only and stuff, but it's so much more than that. And it's so much more about, I find personally that the days that I don't at least do the bare minimum of mindset work, even just, pulling an affirmation out of the deck for myself that day and having something that I can really kind of focus on, talking myself through an affirmation and setting some goals for myself, even if it's just a couple simple ones, while I'm taking a shower or whatever, while the baby's, in the other room. The days that I don't do that, I don't have a good focus. I don't have a clear enough, I'm not present the way I should be for everybody. And the days that I actually take the time, even if it's just 10 minutes, to really kind of go through some of that mindset work, I am more driven. I have better focus. I've got an end goal in mind for myself. And it's so hugely important to kind of keep on that. And
setting those intentions and just, It's so I know exactly what you're saying. Like yesterday, I had a day, and I thought my daughter had to be somewhere at a certain time, and it was I always get up an hour before my kids so I can have that preserved time. And my
Sure.
day was just off because I had to jump right into like, okay, time to drive you to this place, and then I had to jump right into my day. And all day I was like, oh, it just feels off, right? Because I
Just
didn't set
frazzled.
my intention. I wasn't like moving forward with clarity, and it's just those little steps from, that perspective of this is what people who are hugely successful, highly successful, all the millionaires and billionaires, they follow these same processes, right? Where it's like
Yes.
set your intention, make sure you're doing these little things every day. So kudos to you for being open to that and letting that kind of help in the support of launching your business. So talk to us a little bit about if someone's out there and they're on the fence, they found Careers on Vacation, maybe they're on their 175th case study. I don't know how many you watch.
Sure.
I've had people that said, I watched every single one. And I'm like, how many hours do you have? You could have taken
That's a
the course
long
by
day.
we have over, I think we're approaching 200. It's a lot. And those are just our video case studies on top of the reviews
Right.
and stuff you can read. But point being is, if someone's out there and they're on the fence, you now know what it's like to be on the inside, behind the curtain, all of the secrets. You know what it's like to work with me personally and my whole team of experts. What would you want that person to know that maybe you didn't know coming into the program? What would you tell them about being on the inside of Careers on Vacation?
I have to say the support has been lovely. It's, the fact that we get paired with a mentor. And by the way, my mentor and I, we were very well matched. I don't know how that happened. It was like little Disney magic, I think, or something, but we were very well matched. The fact that we were able to, I met friends through the program that were all kind of in the same boat that I am, that, people that are maybe doing this from scratch. They've never been in the travel industry before. They've never owned a business before. They're sort of learning this. We're all in this. It's sort of our own little team, and we can still lean on each other. I'm done with the program now, but I'm still talking to these folks on a pretty regular basis, if not a daily basis, at least several times a week, just touching base about, hey, did you get the email about, the not so scary Halloween is coming back. Did you hear about it? Or, just touching base with each other. And if something does come up, it's just so nice to know that you've got that support around you, not just from, you and your team, of course, but you meet other people as well through the program. And it's so nice to have that moving forward. And the fact that yes, the program it's 12 weeks, but we've got access to all of those resources for forever. So even though I've never owned a business before, I can always go back to module 7 or whatever it is, and I can go back and review and take time to do that as many times as I need to. The program is just 12 weeks, but I'm still learning, and that's okay. And so that's something, having the support there and being able to access these materials later has been huge, in a non-pressure kind of a way. It's really been, it's been very helpful.
Yeah, we have lifetime access to our membership site, guys. And what Sarah's bringing up is so important because things change. Like, I think about my students who went through the program like 5, 6 years ago. There was no TikTok. There was no, like, Instagram didn't have reels. We didn't have YouTube shorts. Like, all of that stuff.
There was no pandemic.
There was no
How do we
pandemic.
do this now?
We have a whole crisis management module that wasn't there 4 or 5, even 2.5 years ago, right? But
Right.
point being is we always are updating that material to make sure that it is really, it really reflects what's going on today. So I know our grads love that feature, so thank you for bringing that up for
Yes.
sure. And the thing about what I love with our grad community, we always say that Careers on Vacation is really focused on 3 things: curriculum, coaching, and community. And we forget to talk about community, I feel like, a lot on these, but because I think we take it for granted that, once you're in the cool kids club, you get this great community. But in our grad group,
Yeah.
like Sarah mentioned, if we have a big change, like we made a big change there are a couple things that changed in the marketing world in the past 3 months. I think this happened while you were in the program, Sarah. We're
Yes, it did.
we are just ripped. We just gutted Mod 5, and here's how you need to do things now. Here's the changes we made, and here's some extra tools, and here's some extra resources. So we did some more education for our grads, and then we came back and we said, hey, here's what's changed. But it's those little pieces that are kind of like the gift that keeps on giving past the 12 weeks for sure. So thank you for bringing that up. I'm going to take a pause, and I'm going to ask everyone who's interested, in thinking about careers on vacation, or if you want to find out if it's fit for you, just go over and visit us at careersonvacation.com. If you want to apply for the program, you can go to careersonvacation.com/ready now. Here's a sample of our membership site that Sarah was talking about. This is the inside, and of course you get to work with real humans. That's the beauty of our program. That's the coaching part of the curriculum, coaching, and community, is you get to work with the same team that helped me grow my business, and of course our amazing case studies that we mentioned over on YouTube, which we'll be adding Sara to really soon. But definitely check us out at careersonvacation.com/ready now. That's the best place to find more information about the program and learn a little bit more. And Sara, I want to, one last question. Would you recommend Careers on Vacation to someone who wants to learn how to be a travel agent or have their own travel business? But specifically, why would you recommend it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's, I mean, again, for all the reasons that we stated before, you've got, it's 12 weeks, so it's very condensed, but it's just 12 weeks too. So it's a quick program. You're not going to be spending 2 years to get, and there's nothing wrong with that again, but you're not going to spend 2 years trying to get something that you can get in the 12 weeks here. Again, I don't know that you would even get the same sense of community that you do in this program. I've absolutely loved getting to know people. I've loved the resources that we have. And it's, it's 12 weeks of your life. It's not a huge time investment, but it's an investment in yourself, which is, it makes all the difference in the world.
I love it. Well, Sara, you have been such a joy to have in the mastermind. Thank you so much for sharing your story today. And can we talk about our cute ears? I love it so much. I always feel extra special when I get to have my ears on for a case study, for sure. Sara, hang out in the green room for me. I'm going to talk to you in just a second so we can say goodbye personally. For everyone else, go click on those links below. We'd love to hear from you and learn about your vision, see if it's a match to work together. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys. Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here. If you like that last video, make sure you check out all of the other content on our channel. And if you want to follow along and travel with me around the world and see how I run my amazing travel brands and get some great tips on how to grow your own, make sure you check out that other content. I'm going to drop a couple videos here. Click those links. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.